right? You're a CMO now, right? And you're a brand expert. So what in your life very early was the first imprint of a brand that made an impact on you?
Yeah, the first one that I can remember having a big impact on me was Fisher-Price. And it was Fisher-Price because I really wanted that little house. It wasn't my birthday. It wasn't anything. He brought home that house with the little farm animals and the things that could move around and you could play make-believe. And I think about my kids on their damn phones now, and I think...
Mine was...
yeah, what was yours?
$1 at Converse. And I had a paper route, and I shoveled snow, and I mowed lawns, and I saved up my money, went down to Schenck Brothers, which is the sporting goods store downtown.
Who was their NBA? Who was the athlete they signed up?
One of the first ones was Billy Cunningham.
Yeah.
And for the 76ers, and I grew up near Philadelphia, so I was a big Sixer fan. Yeah,
yeah,
right, back then
Converse
it was.
Still in business?
Was
Converse still in business? But they
yeah,
make
but now they're
my
much more
daughter's
fashion.
got one, right?
Nike owns them, and there's an ex-Nike guy running it now. They're in Boston, Converse.
Are they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. In fact, I went there a few years ago.
Big day in Boston yesterday.
Yeah.
The Red Sox
right.
ceremony.
Yeah.
I stink this year, which is killing me.
I saw your tweet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Impact.
Why?
I think it's one of many initiatives, but it's a dramatic one that shows that,
fresh and on top of things.
Yeah, and every day is chaos.
Yeah, I know.
So I think we all start with, here's my intention of my ritual in the wall, or my daughter dislocated her knee, and all of those things happen too.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Super.
You do need tactics for the hand-to-hand combat. I think it's just really focused on doing the work that matters, not the stuff that, yes, you have to outwork everybody else, but...
Right. And you have to be okay with that. Right?
You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with it at work, too.
Yes,
for a while, if it
sure.
went off the rails personally, I'm like, that was bad. Let me reset. Sometimes I'm not going to nail it at work because I needed to do something in my life.
You have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
So.
How did you do it? Turn the tables on you.
How did I sort of blend or balance things?
Yeah.
A lot of the same things you did. And that's... But if you get in front of it and you plan, you don't miss important stuff.
That's true.
You don't.
You're right about the physical piece of it. I think that's something that people don't figure out till later, because when you're younger, your body can take more physical stamina program to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And sleep.
Yep.
We sometimes overlook that. Ariana's talked about that a lot. There's
on
more
my
and more and more data about that.
Yep. She's on my case about it a lot. But I did learn from her, you have to set a time to go to bed, not just a time to wake up.
Right.
And you'll blow through it. But if you know...
Did you feel prepared?
No. God, I hope no one does.
Now when you look back at it...
It was interesting because when this was a newly created job, but ultimately you end up learning from people. And
which
you have
partners
to
were most important for you to develop your fluency in your strategy?
I have a CTO who's I call Yoda. I would be hopeless without him. Learn a lot from people like you, Jim. I read your book. I thought, oh my God, how did this guy have it figured out? I'm never going to have it figured out.
No,
and here we are.
He just had to put it in a book, right? It looks all figured out in the book, but it's not. It's messy. Right. So I want you to tell me, this is an impossible question.
Good.
5.5 years. What was your best day on the job?
And it maybe was when, it might have even been this last one. It was either this last one or the one before, where you realize the power of that meeting is actually getting the top 250 people at this company, the people who are running the place, including Jamie, aligned on a strategy, is a whole next level thing.
Yeah, fantastic. Great story.
Yeah.
You're an optimistic person. Is there a worst day you've had?
We picked the wrong tech provider. We had the wrong people in the job, up and down. We had the wrong person doing tech. We had the wrong person managing it. Or at least I didn't understand deeply enough that I...
Those tough moments.
But, there's Disney, and when he died, how
Satya
so
at
many...
Microsoft right now.
Exactly. And I would like to be thought of as one of those people.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Yeah, my last day, so I thought it was very touching, but, but that's the sorts of things we want to hear. Exactly.
Well, and the beauty
we were in it for the right reasons.
The beauty of the CMO.
Something that I could never find about you online, on the internet. You're pretty out there, right? You're pretty active on Twitter, on social media, so I know a lot about you from that. But what's the one or two things I would not find?
What you wouldn't find in the internet.
Well, good for you. Curiosity,
after
right?
School.
It's important for our roles.
No one was there. I thought it was the punishment to deep dark secret.
So were you disappointed when you saw the urinal?
A little bit, yeah. I was still trying to figure out how it works.
Yeah. Well, my dirty secret is I got expelled. Or no, suspended, not expelled.
Do tell.
From Catholic school.
Oh my God, your early expression of
from
individuality.
These old guys in the neighborhood, these old like 40s ties. So I started this trend where everyone was wearing these crazy wide 40 ties.
Creativity in their wardrobe.
And we were very entrepreneurial.
It's now the socks. Socks are all the thing.
My friends and I knocked on the doors of very low cost of goods.
Cost of goods sold, 0.
So, all right, I want to flip into some discussion about important questions in our industry, some lighthearted.
All these questions you've asked me haven't been important?
They've all been
Girl Scout
important, but it's been
urinal
more about
story
you.
is riveting.
He
is.
Right?
I know that contract has expired, and he's
but
now
it has been.
with coffee. He was, yeah. But we've seen that brand move from just a strong credit card brand to something that is becoming much more like a lifestyle brand. Mm-hmm. And our gateway into that is that it's a travel product.
Right.
And in that, it changed our marketing play because we put everything into that product launch into the product. So we had a high premium, high rewards value, and and then let the market take care of itself.
So the lesson on it would be that you designed an incredible product.
Design a badass
product. You understood
product.
Your customers really, really deeply.
Yep.
And the importance of travel and experiences. And then you got behind, you just let the people who loved it do
the key consumer
marketing
insight, our equity.
Right.
The same is true with the U.S. Open and Serena Williams. And we pick athletes that align not only with the brand and the brand values, but really care about the mission. We will not hire another athlete or actor or celebrity who does not believe in the purpose of helping people make the most of their money.
Yeah. I noticed you tweeted how beautiful the Dwayne Wade tribute was that Budweiser did. Doesn't get much better than that.
It was a
It
beautiful...
brings the principles you just talked about to life.
That was a beautiful piece of work. It's rare that you can do that, where you can really... It just showed who he is.
Absolutely. So jumping to the Super Bowl, it's still in our industry the pinnacle of advertising. I wouldn't say marketing, but advertising.
I've never done one.
You've never done a Super Bowl spot?
Not in this job, no.
Oh, wow. That surprises me. Why not?
You know, we probably, I don't know that it was purposeful. We weren't anti-Super Bowl. We do it because the work works, not because you want one.
Absolutely, yeah. When we did our first Super Bowl ad at P&G, I actually ran a contest.
Did you?
Yes, exactly. And we had all this great stuff. And the brands that didn't get number one, they did it anyway. They did the work. And it just elevated everything.
That's a great idea.
And that's how we used it in the early days. Anyway. Beautiful. Great example. So
they got lucky.
Yeah, they got well. There was an insight behind it. They, they knew what they were doing. We talked about Budweiser.
Yeah,
the
Kaepernick campaign.
Yeah, the Kaepernick. Say more.
Yeah, where is the throne? And I use the analogy all the time when people are doing corporate infighting. I'm like, you're like the Lannisters and the Starks and the Targaryens, and the army of the dead is at the wall.
Language.
And half the time people will nod, and the other half will be like, what is she talking about?
I'm watching Patriot now. It's so quirky, so dark, so good.
Well, after Game of Thrones, I had to watch The Crown because I needed something else after that. And that was also amazing.
Yeah. So
I can say I got a mirror.
Do you like to run?
No, because my knees are kind of giving out.
So
but I do classes. I do the mirror. I have
any podcasts that you're listening to now?
Yours.
Very good. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Exactly.
First episode's going to be great.
Watch. It's really compelling.
And finally, the biggest. You've said a lot about your passions over the last hour. Your biggest passion in the world right now.
It's my kids. Making sure I get that right. Best.
Mine are grown up, and where'd that go?
Well, I've now started to sort of say she's out of the house in 5.5 years. Like.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Jim.